Hello, my name is Francesca Armour-Chelu and I'm a writer who lives and works in Suffolk. So thank you very much to Ipswich Arts Association for running this event. I think it's brilliant that it's happening and that we have a chance to celebrate the amazing talent that lives and works in Suffolk. It's a county full of creatives, poets and writers and artists and dancers and actors. It's just a really vibrant, creative community. And I also wanted to thank Ipswich Children's Book Group, particularly for asking me if I'd take part. So I was born in Westleton, which is quite close to the coast. Some of you probably know it, it's a little village. And my parents were painters, so I was brought up in a very creative household. And then apart from 5 years living away in London when I went to university, I have spent all my life in Suffolk. So I was really bread and buttered here, as they say. And I've got quite strong links to Ipswich too, because I used to work at Christchurch Mansion and the Town Museum, where I ran education workshops for local children to Ipswich and the surrounding villages. And I did that for about 15 years before the pull to write became too strong, and then I left to become a full-time writer. So the books I write are all sorts of different things, but the books I've had published have been children's books. I'm actually working on an adult book at the moment, but I've had children's books published. So the first book I had published was called Fenn Halflin and the Fear Zero. It's for 9 to 12-year-olds, and it's set in the future when sea levels have risen, and it follows Fenn Halflin on this adventure, which is very scary at points and very exciting, as he tries to defeat the bad guys who are called the Terra Firma, and they patrol the oceans in these huge ships called the Fear Zeros. And Fenn meets several people along the way, but his best friend is a little mongoose called Tiki, and that was followed the next year, again published by Walker Books, with the sequel called Fenn Halflin and the Seaborn, and that concludes Fenn's adventures, and you'll have to read them if you want to find out whether he beats the bad guys or not. And then the third book I've had published is called The Butterfly Circus, and this again was published by Walker Books, and it's slightly different in that it's not dystopian, it's a bit more magical, and it's the story of two sisters called Tansy and Belle, and one night they're trapeze artists in a circus, and one night midway through the act Belle disappears. And it's very mysterious. Everybody thinks she's been lured away to another circus, but her little sister Tansy knows that she would never do that. And Tansy goes off in search of her. And Tansy has albinism, which makes it harder for her, because Gala, where the adventure is set, is this boiling hot country. And so she has difficulties along the way trying to search for her sister, but she manages it with the help of her shadow, who comes magically to life and helps her, tears herself away from her and helps Tansy go on her adventure. So I thought what I'd do is read an extract of The Butterfly Circus, and when I was researching this book I did a little course in aerial skills, so I could get a bit more familiar with the techniques of aerial skills, and I did that at the Oak Circus in Norwich, which was absolutely brilliant. They ran short courses in circus skills, so it's a fantastic thing to do if you ever get the chance. And at the beginning of every chapter I have a little bit about circus terminology or circus words. You can just see the little script there, you probably can't read it, but it's a little bit about circus law and circus terminology. So this bit is when they're just about to start their act, and they're up in something called the hemisphere, And the hemisphere in a circus is where all the aerial acts take place. So it's that sort of space right up underneath the roof where the flying trapeze happens and tightrope happens. And the whole book is written from Tansy's perspective. My heart's somersaulting too, and my muscles twitch. I'm so excited, even my butterflies have butterflies. Here comes the drum roll. The two spotlights go up, hovering between us in the space we call the hemisphere. Tiny specks of dust swirl in the beams, like a miniature Milky Way. It's so beautiful that I still catch my breath, even though I've seen it 1,000 times. Then the lights sweep left to find me, making the pink sequins on my costume sparkle. The second the spotlight lands on me, I grow many shadows, and together we take a low bow to the deafening applause. But by the time we lift our heads again, the spotlights have flounced off to find Belle, leaving me shadowless and alone in the dark. Under its cover, I quickly pull the silks downwards, testing their tension, getting a sense of them, their feel, as though they're a living creature. In the meantime, the spotlights have found Belle. Her costume is embroidered with sapphire sequins, and silver stars twinkle in her curly black hair, twisted in the same way as mine into two pointy coils to look like antennae. Belle says I'm her little candle because I'm so white, and my hair's the colour of flame. Really, my hair's orange, not bright like a robin's breast, more stale egg yolk actually, but flame sounds nicer. During practice, Belle says, "Trust me and jump," but in performances we have a secret code. She always blows me a kiss before we start. It's barely airborne before she snatches it back with a wink. It's our ritual, our good luck charm, the very last thing we do before we fly. She'll give me that kiss for real when we're back in the dressing room, picking glitter out of our hair. Except when I collect my kiss tonight, I will have really earned it, because I've got a surprise for her, for everyone, something very special. It's time. Belle reaches up for the silks, and I do the same, my eyebrows scrunched with concentration. Timing is everything. We mirror each other as if we're the other's shadow. Belle pulls herself up, and her biceps ripple. She makes a footlock, hooking her leg around the fabric, and then, with her other foot, wraps the cloth over to make a stirrup. Synchronised, we slink upwards. Then, when we can climb no further, we pinch the silks between our legs and let our bodies drop forwards. Weaving one arm through the silks, we brace our backs against the cloth and do the splits, extending our arms. For a moment we are suspended, as if frozen mid-leap, the silks fanning out from our feet. The crowd gasp. We start to twirl, gently at first, like sycamore seeds, and then we slide down, our silks fluttering. As we whirl faster, the silks wrap around us until we're completely cocooned. We wait for a few seconds, then we tumble out and tug two ribbons at the back of our costumes. In a haze of violet net, we sprout butterfly wings, speckled with chips of turquoise abalone shell. We dangle for a moment as applause floods the tent. Now that we're butterflies, we grab our trapeze bars for our first trick, a double layout. Belle hooks her legs over the bar and drops backwards, her strong arms sweeping in deep, graceful arcs. She is my catcher. I'm the flyer, the real star of the show. I grip the bar and drop backwards too, curling my knees close to my chest and then under the bar. I cast out, swinging my feet up into the highest point of the hemisphere. When the trapeze completes its return sweep, I beat back a second, then throw my legs up in front of me as hard as I can. I repeat the swing and beat back once more before letting my legs fly forwards. Their momentum is so strong, I'm pulled after them until I'm upside down. It's perfect. Trust me and jump. I let go of my bar and fly. It's what I do night after night, but each time it's the most beautiful, most terrifying thing. I'm flying 50 feet in the air, spinning in a blaze of colour, with nothing but make-believe wings of net and sparkling shell. I complete 2 perfect somersaults, then I swoop down towards Belle, who is rising up to catch me. She plucks me from my flight and delivers me safely to the board. I land in a cloud of chalk, like I've jumped in fresh snow. That's what's meant to happen. But this time, as I start to fly, I begin a triple somersault. I know I can do it. I know I can earn that kiss, that rapturous applause. I have the height and speed to get one more turn before she catches me. Timing is everything. But as I start the 3rd turn, I see Belle's trapeze is already swinging away. I still reach for her outstretched hands, even though I know she can't possibly catch me. Belle screams my name as I scream hers, and our fingertips brush. I'm still spinning and dropping with sickening speed, faster and faster, so fast even the spotlights can't keep up. I'm lost in the dark, alone and falling. A few seconds before I hit the ground, something cold and soft swipes against my palm. I grab it, and my arm is wrenched back with a snap, but nothing can stop my descent. My last thought is, I'm going to... So to find out what happens, you'll have to read the rest of the book, but I hope you do, and I really hope you enjoy it, and most of all I hope you've enjoyed this little talk, and I hope you get to see lots of other things during this little festival. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.